E aí pessoal, bora começar mais uma gameplay de Vampyr. E no último episódio nós conseguimos avançar bastante no que é a parte secundária do jogo, em conhecer os personagens e tudo mais. E agora nós voltamos aqui pro hospital para poder fazer o relato pro diretor do hospital. Então bora continuar.
You and the problem are one.
God protect us. You've got a leech in the hospital.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCullum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the god.
Leave him, Jonathan. This is sacred ground. Neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned. By the sacred stole, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
Caçador de vampiro.
What happened?
The hospital has been attacked. We have injured patients, at least one dead and several missing. This has spiraled out of control. Even the most infirm are asking to be allowed to return home.
We cannot have the people lose faith in this institution. This hospital is their only hope.
Of course, you're right. But we cannot afford a public scandal. It would ruin us. We must restore order, and quickly.
You mentioned a dead patient. Who is he?
She, Jonathan. She was Miss Harriet Jones.
A véia.
I found her room like a slaughterhouse. Blood everywhere. The duty nurse is taking care of the mess.
Very well. I'll help you.
I know this place means something to you. I have noticed how you suppress your appetite when around the staff and patients.
You need to know you can trust me, Edgar.
I do, dear fellow, I do.
Please then, tell me.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems he was infected after all.
So Hampton became more beast than man.
Exactly. And now Guard of Prewen suspects the hospital of vampire activity. Do you realize what that could mean for us?
Rest assured, I will protect you and your staff.
McCullum is a fanatic. The Guard will stop at nothing. You don't know what they're capable of, Jonathan.
Very well. Since I brought Mr. Hampton here, I will put an end to this. If you don't mind, I have...
I'd be delighted to help you if I...
What exactly...
Hampton turned, quite violently as it happened. Lurking about, attacked Miss Jones. To say he created quite a commotion would be an understatement.
How did the Guard of Prewen come to hear of this?
McCullum has spies everywhere. He will jump at any opportunity to disparage the Brotherhood and show his contempt.
Are you sure it was Hampton that killed Miss Jones?
There was blood everywhere, but no body. And you know the state she was in. I fear for what he did with her. Hopefully he just hid the corpse.
I just recently met the strangest creature in Whitechapel. He was immense. He mocked me and accused me of hypocrisy.
Perhaps it was a skull. London's streets are overflowing with them these days.
He was observing me with the obvious intent to do me harm. His very presence evoked a palpable sense of menace.
You need to be careful, Jonathan. You've no idea what this creature really is.
It was a vampire, all right. But what kind, I'm not sure. He was large and very fast.
If you find anything more about this creature, the Brotherhood would greatly appreciate any information you could spare.
I recently tried to enter a church. It has been a very unpleasant experience.
The Brotherhood's research on the matter of faith and vampirism has proved somewhat insubstantial, to say the least.
It's hard to explain in terms of science, that's for sure.
I'm sure Lady Ashbury will have far greater insight into this matter than little old me.
Imaginei.
Is this proof that I'm cursed in the eyes of the divine?
The wrath of the Almighty? There's no way of knowing. It could be subconscious guilt, or irrational fear, or deep-seated beliefs.
Who was that man in your office?
Geoffrey McCullum, actual leader of the Guard of Prewen. I suspect he's the man behind the rebirth of this old and dusty society.
What do they hope to achieve?
Their ultimate goal is the eradication of all vampires in the country. They see you as a threat to mankind, Jonathan.
Errado ele não tá.
They know I'm here now, don't they?
I can guarantee one thing. The Guard of Prewen would never dare to attack the hospital while I'm in charge here.
Por quê?
Thank you, Ed.
Deve ter algum trato com eles.
Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks.
My blood and soul. To you now.
The life running in your veins.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
According to the report I read, your unprofessional conduct put a patient in danger, Gwyneth.
That's not true. I know when my patient's life is at risk, and I'm more competent than a lot of doctors that I know. Problem is, I'm a woman.
I don't see what your gender has to do with your abilities, Nurse.
Yes, nurse. Because I'll never be a doctor, no matter what my skills. I could make a decision that could save a life, but oh no, that's unbecoming conduct.
Have you heard of Elizabeth Blackwell? She was the first woman listed on the UK Medical Register. Change is slow, but it will come. And you will always have my support.
To have the right to study shouldn't be determined by sex, skin, or wealth. That's all I'm saying.
Concordo com você.
What can you tell me about the
That Mr. Hampton killed Miss Jones in her room, then ran away.
And did you see all this?
No, I was working by the tents when it all happened. I only entered the room when they asked me to clean up the blood.
Did you see Sean Hampton leave the hospital?
I think I saw a silhouette exiting the hospital gates after the shouting started. At first I thought it was someone who was just scared, but... well, maybe it was...
Where is Miss Jones's body?
I don't know. I'd imagine the morgue. It all happened so quickly.
Goodbye now. What on earth happened here?
Caramba. A véia chata deu trabalho, pelo menos. Parece que não tem nada pra pegar aqui. Vamos verificar então as missões que eu tenho que fazer. Aqui eu já completei. E aqui faltou esse cara aqui que eu preciso conseguir conversar com ele ainda. Então agora o que tá faltando é eu vir pra cá mesmo. Foi comentado sobre o corpo tá no necrotério. Vamos dar uma olhadinha rapidinho aqui. Nossa, tô dando uma queda de FPS.
Good evening, Doc. Can you tell me anything?
Oh, goodness me.
This whole... What are you talking about?
Poor Miss Jones. Her body is missing. Someone stole it.
Who could have stolen a corpse?
That's exactly what I asked myself for the whole day. Who could do such a thing? These are terrible and shameful times, Dr. Reed.
Miss Jones's body has gone missing.
Yes. The body was brought here this morning, and now it's gone.
Goodbye, Mr. Chidam.
Tomorrow, more bodies will arrive and then sadly
Bom, roubaram o corpo dela então. Vou começar indo pra lá então. Sentido a missão. E ao mesmo tempo nós já vamos começar a conhecer e a verificar outros distritos. Vamos falar com a senhora
Oh,
aqui.
Jonathan, I cannot believe my eyes. Poor woman, butchered by some savage scowl.
Yes, and I'm afraid I'm at least partially responsible. The man, the scowl, I brought him here.
Jonathan, how could you say such a thing?
Forgive me if I feel despondent, for there seems to be no end to the suffering and death that surrounds us.
I'm always here for you, Jonathan.
I have experienced a certain difficulty when faced with holy symbols or trying to enter religious buildings. Have you?
Now that's quite a question. I don't know why, but yes, it has happened to me.
Aren't you frightened?
Very little scares me, my dear. To be compelled to avoid symbols of faith does not concern me.
Is this a sign? A hand of God in action? Are we repellent unto heaven?
I don't have the answers, Jonathan. But I believe superstition and magic is just fact awaiting the lens of science.
What do you know of Ascalon? I was threatened by a creature, a vampire in Whitechapel, stating I had to obey the law of conduct.
What more can you tell me about him?
What is Ascalon?
The Ascalon Club are the most powerful
What is...
The Ascalon Club are the most powerful vampires in Britain and exert tremendous influence. Take my advice and stay well away.
He was bigger than a man. Huge, in fact. He seemed to radiate violence. I thought he was going to tear me apart. Then he vanished.
Fergal, the executioner of Ascalon. You were fortunate he was not after you, but rather out doing his master's bidding.
Have you embraced this woman? Like the other patient, this Mr. Renfield?
Her name was Amelia. And no, I did not kill her. I vowed a very long time ago that I would never take another life, unless they ask.
Temptation surrounds us. Rich, vital. How can you resist?
Over the years, any pleasure I once gleaned from feeding is long gone. I drink for sustenance. And though I still thirst for more, I restrain myself.
Is there sufficient vitality in the blood of the sick and dying patients?
Yes, Jonathan. The hunger gnaws at me every waking hour.
Thank you, my lady.
Bom, essa tinha minha dúvida, principalmente sobre a igreja. E
Another
sobre
night with the
o
glorious
outro
battalion
vampiro.
of Pembroke.
Agora... Ah, peraí. Tem alguém doente, né? É. Deixa eu curar esse cara aqui. Não tá travando?
Hello again, Mr. Blight.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Do you need medical attention, sir?
No thanks, sir. Unless you're able to get rid of every rat in London.
Ah, não é
Goodbye,
ele?
Mr. Blight.
É, não, tá lá embaixo. Você.
Good evening.
Evening.
Do you need medical attention?
Don't get me wrong, sir. I'm grateful for what you've done, but I've never felt comfortable with doctors.
I'm certain you have your reasons. But let me assure you, I'm not like other doctors you may have consulted with.
It is true. You risked your life to save me, after all. It would be impolite to refuse your counsel.
Goodbye, Miss...
Beleza, agora todo mundo decidiu que está curado.
It seems the Pre-Win are redoubling their patrols in the district. I must be more careful.
Best run along home, sir. I'd head back if I were you. Steady, boys! We've got one of them here! Over there!
Levando um pau
Lord,
aqui.
give us strength! Oh, Christ! He's dead!
Foi. Tem um rastro de
Stop
sangue,
seeing
uma
him!
olhada.
He's dead! Don't like that!
Achei que era só o corpo que eu tinha pego.
I have this thirst for blood.
Ah, parece que sim. Parece que sim. Então bora continuar. É o objetivo mesmo.
Burn it, boys! Filthy fucking beast!
Beleza. Tá. Passou um tiro rasgando minha orelha ali. Nossa, acertou. E um novo distrito. Embaixo não tem nada. Tem uns itens pra pegar. Tá fechado. Tá, vamos começar ver pra onde nós temos que ir. Aqui parece que é sem saída. Então, na verdade parece que os dois lugares é sem saída. Pois é. Vamos vir aqui então pra ver primeiro.
Let's see how it likes a bit of fire.
Então de novo. É sempre bom a gente ir conferindo o mapa, apesar de a gente não tá passando nada. Como é bem difícil achar as coisas aqui, mas pelo menos vai dando uma dica pra nós. Eu acho que aqui seria um bom atalho. Seria não, é um bom atalho. Levando um pau, hein? Segurar. Agora eu vou por você, amigão. Beleza, então não preciso me curar, é só eu esperar. Vamos ir pegando os itens. Não,
This is despicable.
Só pra recuperar o sangue. Aqui tem coisa pra poder subir. Antes de eu subir, só vamos terminar de pegar os itens. Beleza, aqui parece que não tem mais nada. Agora, vamos vir aqui. Aqui tem itens.
I cannot enter.
O que tá dando aqui? Tá tudo bem. Para cá. Mais um item. E um novo esconderijo. Um novo colecionável. Não sei qual é o colecionável que eu peguei. Sobre o uso do alho e estacas de madeira. Fogo e sol, a casa dos vampiros. Espécies raras de vampiros eu já tinha visto. Caçadores de vampiros profissionais. Novas práticas. Vamos abrir todos para ter certeza. Beleza. Lembrando que juntar todos esses daqui vale um troféu. Terminando de pegar as coisas daqui. Dá uma olhadinha para ver se consigo upar alguma coisa. Não consigo. E é você? Também não.
It's locked, all right.
Aqui a porta tá trancada também. Tudo bem. Então bora voltar. Não vou descansar, não vou upar. Tô com muito pouca experiência pra isso ainda. Vou tentar juntar, não sei, talvez uns 4.000 de experiência pra poder upar. Isso é escolha, tá bom? Por escolha minha mesmo. Se vocês quiserem, vocês podem upar. Se vocês estiverem vendo o jogo antes de jogar ou enquanto estão jogando.
Not a good look at.
Sabe o que eu estou me sentindo desse bastão? Eu não lembro o nome dele. Faz muito tempo que eu assisti. Mas aquele carinha do bastão da série dos zumbis, The Walking Dead, eu fico me sentindo muito ele dando bastão usada nos outros. Eu não consigo lembrar o nome dele, do personagem. Eu lembro até que ele coloca um nome no bastão, o nome da ex-esposa dele, se não me engano. Se vocês souberem o nome, coloca aí no comentário pra eu poder ver depois. Não sei subir aqui. Bom, então parece que eu vou ter que vir pelo outro lado. Opa. Bora dar a volta então.
Get their weapons ready!
Acho que eu já olhei aqui. Não, não olhei não. Então, bora ver o que tem aqui. Vampiros, aqui também. Ah não, aqui é... Aqui eu posso cortar caminho também. Aqui eu já tinha pego. Tá, vamos ir por cima mesmo. E aí qualquer coisa na volta, se a gente voltar pro hospital, a gente vem por baixo. Eu espero lembrar disso.
Turn around. Aqui é onde eu matei os outros carinha lá. Essa parte de baixo que eu tinha comentado. Verdade, essa parte aqui de baixo acho que eu já vou olhar. Senão eu vou acabar esquecendo. Se tiver algum colecionável, eu já aproveito para poder usar. Era isso.
caçadores. Placa de chumbo, um rastro de sangue e porta destrancada. Tá, tem essa parte aqui que eu não olhei e tem pra cá. Vamos vir pra cá primeiro. Aqui tem alguém pra matar. Aqui tem outro. Cara já
This is Braille.
Texto em Braille.
I need someone who can read this.
Beleza, mais um colecionável, mais uma pista e parte de missão.
You won't get me here! Get out! What are you people, Come on! And I will show you how a wet foot does this! Get away from me, you bastard! Get the fuck out, you crazy bastard! Come on, and I will show you how a wet boot does business.
Are you all right, sir? What are you doing in a place like this?
I'm not sure that's any of your business.
I hope you realize that staying here will put your life at great risk.
Pah! I'm not afraid of these guards of Priwen, or whatever these thugs call themselves. I can still kick some respect into those youngsters.
I wasn't specifically referring to them, but are you really after these men? Why?
They took my boy! I've had no news since he joined that crazy gang. So I decided to come and find him myself, to get some answers.
I see. But as I said, your life is at risk if you stay here. And I'm not referring to the gangs either. You should leave, sir.
Well, this part of town used to be nicer, let's say. Perhaps you're right. this isn't the best way to save Andrew.
Com certeza não. Vai embora daqui agora. Tá, vamos dar uma olhada onde é que nós estamos. Ok, vamos ver o que tem aqui dentro. Carta Ensanguentada.
There is a name engraved under the blood on the back of the case. Jack Gillingham. Maybe I should return this watch to his family.
Mais colecionável, parte de missão, provavelmente, ou pra liberar a completa de algum personagem. Beleza, pegamos tudo que tinha pra pegar aqui. Bora continuar. Ai. Oi, quase caí na água. Um baúzinho. Beleza. Parece que havia alguém ali em cima. É, tem gente ali em cima. Tá. Agora porque é caminho para outro distrito. Antes de vir aqui para a missão, eu vou explorar essa parte de baixo. Vamos conversar com esse cara.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Why must it always be a good evening?
I was just being polite. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you some questions, if I may.
Don't like questions, or doctors. And the name is Seymour Fishburne, if you must know.
What's your occupation?
I take care of my mum. That's what I do. She's the only good thing in my life. Even though I don't treat her so good.
Sometimes it's hard to be a good son.
I just want her to smile. Know I was thankful for her patience, appreciated like... God knows she deserves it.
You seem upset. Is something bothering you?
I lost the necklace I bought her. I'm a fucking idiot. A worthless idiot.
Nossa, informação.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
A shithole filled with maggots. Liars and thieves, all of them.
Is there no one who deserves your leave?
Well, Tom from our local is somewhat of a decent bloke. At least, unlike most maggots, he knows how to listen without opening his trap.
Are you thinking about someone in particular?
Nope. Hate them all. Especially these petty, whining little...
Any chance you can...
The sad saint.
Actually...
Really? Well, go ask someone else then. I'm sure Tom Watts will gladly answer you.
Goodbye.
Maggots and liars.
Parece que é pra subir a ponte. Eu não vou vir pra cá por enquanto não.
This is a slaughterhouse.
Colar ensanguentado. Bom, já achei.
From Seymour to my beloved mother Stella. Fishburne, that sneaky bastard.
O cara me encheu.
It's locked.
Trancado. Onde que o cara foi? Não vou ir pra lá não.
I can feel your bones these days.
It's locked. Good evening, madam. I'm Dr. Reed. Could I come in?
Why? What do you want?
I work at the Pembroke Hospital. I'm investigating the flu epidemic in this area.
Oh, the Spanish flu. Well, that's quite liberal of you, Doctor. But this is no time to be knocking at people's doors.
The disease takes away the good people too, madam. Why not let me in?
It's Mrs. Fishburne. Stella Fishburne. And yes, indeed. Why not let a doctor in? I'm not sure the epidemic is what worries people most these days.
It's locked, all right.
Tá. Vamos limpar a casa dela antes de falar com ela.
Please don't stay too long, sir. I've been nothing. So you have questions about the flu then?
Yes, among...
Forgive my rudeness at the door. It's just my son doesn't like strangers coming in the house.
May I ask what you do for a living, Mrs. Fishburne?
Since my husband died, I worked at the Dawson Rope Factory, but it closed before the war. I occasionally help at the night asylum, in exchange for food.
How do you pay the rent, then?
My Seymour works at the docks, just like his dad. He's very attached to the house he grew up in. It's not always easy, but we get by all right.
Did your husband die?
Oh no. My Jack was a docker. He died when my Seymour was just a lad. The poor boy saw his dad slip and fall from that scaffolding.
How is life around here?
Life has always been hard in the East End. But it's everywhere nowadays, isn't it?
Violence has always fed on poverty.
And selfishness is their rotten fruit. These days, you can just die in the gutter and no one will bat an eye.
Do you think the increase in violence has anything to do with the epidemic?
Don't know. But it's most likely linked to the gangs, if you ask me. Recently, it's like everyone has had to pick a side.
I'm trying to locate Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where he could be?
You talking about the one everyone calls the sad saint? The man who takes care of the homeless?
The very same, Miss Fishburne.
I'm sorry. I don't know where his shelter is. But if you ask around, I'm sure you'll get your answer.
I believe you may find this necklace of interest.
What is it? I don't understand.
It's a gift your son was hoping to give you. But I'm afraid it links him to the nearby murders.
You mean this belongs to one of his victims? Jesus. I knew this day would come. Please, Dr. Reed, accept this for your trouble and leave me be.
This day? You mean you already knew? Are you buying my silence? I will not be an accomplice in this.
What? No. No. My son's crimes distress me more than you can imagine. But I'm his mother. I love him, I do.
Your son's gone way beyond simply bullying people. He has a taste for blood, and you know it, don't you, Stella?
One night, he told me straight up, in his own words. It was several days after one of his episodes.
Did Seymour tell you everything that night?
More than I could stand. The words he used to describe his hate, his rage.
Why did he confess? Did you...
No. I guess he wanted his old mum to help him fight his, demons.
Stella, I know you are ashamed of your son's crimes. So why do you protect Seymour?
I can't report my own son, can I? Not a burden.
Burden?
They'd hang him for sure. I won't send my only son to his death.
I understand your pain, but you cannot mother him forever.
If someone ever found the courage to speak to the police, I will take my share.
Tell me about these demons Seymour needs your help to fight.
Seymour used to be such a happy child. And he is still a helping son most of the time. But when he gets angry, he can hardly contain.
All men and women are born innocent, Mrs. Fishburne. But there can be a monster within any of us.
Do you think he can be cured, Doctor? Do you think something can extinguish this rage inside my Seymour?
There is no cure for murder, Mrs. Fishburne. Only justice.
There ain't no hope, then. Somehow, somewhere, my son has turned into a monster, and nothing will bring him back.
Goodbye, Miss Fish.
Que triste. Bom, pessoal, nós vamos ficar por aqui nesse episódio. Espero que vocês tenham gostado. Dá pra... espionar ela. Bom, espero que vocês tenham gostado. Peço para deixar aquele like, compartilhe e comenta no canal. E nós se vemos no próximo episódio. Tchau, tchau.